Everyone, welcome back to Developmental Psychology. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend and are ready for chapter number one. So chapter number one is about different frameworks for development. We have different objectives here. For example, we're gonna understand how culture can influence child development. We can understand different battles between different elements which are so important. For example, nature versus nurture, genes versus the environments, and some other battles which I'm going to talk about. By the end of this chapter, we can understand child development and we can just apply that in real life. We can also understand five major theoretical perspectives in the field of child development. They are so important and they're going to be the first point that I'm going to talk about today. So what is five major types for development? They can be physical or biological, they can be cognitive, they can be linguistic, and they can be emotional or social. I know some of you guys have an idea about their definition, but from your general psychology, because I'm teaching general psychology too, and I'm gonna talk about a lot in my course. But for those of you who cannot remember or are not familiar with that, physical or biological aspect is all about genes and is about motor development. It's about social and emotional development. The cognitive part is all about how we actually understand, learn, and remember and solve different problems. The linguistic part is about how we acquire speech and learn to communicate using language. The emotional part is about temperament, is about attachment quality, development of emotions, and self-concept. The last one, the social one, which is so important, especially nowadays with all the topics and concepts related to EQ. Social development is just even more important. It is all about peer and family relationships, moral development, and for social behavior. Maybe you would ask yourself, what is for social behavior? It can be something like sharing and helping to other people. It can be like empathy. It can be sympathy. For example, when children are trying to help us with chores, for example, whenever they are just doing dishes, this is so interesting and funny, but yeah. Or whenever like they are just trying to share food with their friends or with their siblings, they can be for social behavior. So now let's talk about the specific age ranges. Whenever we're going to talk about developmental psychology, we have to understand age ranges as well. The first part is prenatal development. It is about conception to birth. The second one is infancy or childhood. It is all about birth to 36 months, which gonna be 3 years old. Preschool and early childhood gonna be 3 to 5. Middle childhood or school age gonna be K to I wanted to say that K to 12, which is not accurate at this point. It is 6 to 12 years old. Adolescence, it's gonna be 13 to 18 years. I'm gonna talk about K to 12 soon, but it's not relevant to that specific age ranges. By K to 12, I mean like kindergarten to 12, grade 12. But that's another story. It is about chapter 9. Don't consider that. So here you can see the nature of development in another framework. You can just see different pictures which can describe the nature better. One important point here is you can see infancy has been defined here as birth to 18 to 40 to 24. Yet before I said that it's going to be from 18 to 36. This is very important because some children, they're going to develop faster than the other ones. For example, they can just be in their early childhood by age 2, yet some other might be still in their infancy part. So putting like a number of months on children might not be the best way. So just look at this specific months as like some criteria that can help you, but they are not specific, and you cannot, like for example, say that a child or a student is in like atypical development because they couldn't just be same as average children, like they couldn't be developed like average children. We're going to talk about that part too today. But in general, that kind of age numbers, they are not like clear cut. They can just be changed based on the family situation, based on being only child or having sibling. They can just develop in a different way, and so many other elements. But here you can see that biological processes, cognitive processes, and socio-emotional processes always interacting with each other. Another important point that I want to talk about is about adolescence. Here you can see 10 to 12 to 18 to 21 years. Yet, some children, they go to puberty like too early compared to others. Yet, some of them would just go to puberty late. So again, we shouldn't put a specific number on individuals and on children. Another point is about late adulthood. Nowadays, we know that because of medical advance, people live more. So putting like a number again, like 60 to 70s as late adulthood, or considering someone old because they are like 60, may not be accurate, because like now people just living more. So just consider that as well. Um, I will stop here and give you a minute to just go back to the previous slide and soak all the concept and make sure you know everything. Then we're gonna just jump on section 2.